Okay, let's unpack this wild situation. Imagine being cast as King Herod in a major musical, then dropping out because you released a song defending Israel's military actions in Gaza. That's exactly what Boy George did, and the fallout is revealing so much more than just a pop star's political opinion. Let's dig into why this story matters, why it's way more complex than artists take stand, and what it says about creativity, controversy, and the impossible tightrope public figures walk today. /n/n first. The basics. Boy George, the culture club icon, was set to play Herod in Jesus Christ Superstar in London. Then he drops a song called We Will Dance Again, a pro-Israel track directly criticizing critics of the war in Gaza. Lines like, "You say genocide, I say war / when you're attacked. That's what the army's for," immediately went viral. His manager pulled him from the show, claiming it's to protect the production's integrity. But come on, this isn't just about scheduling. This is about the nuclear-level fallout when art and politics collide. /n/, and let me break down why this fascinates me. Personally, I think Boy George's decision to frame his stance as a pro-war anthem was reckless. Not because artists shouldn't have opinions, absolutely they should, but the lyrics feel like they're weaponizing trauma. He's taking a UN-reported potential genocide and reducing it to a my team versus your team narrative. What's fascinating is how he's positioning himself as the brave truth-teller. But isn't that the oldest trick in the book? When you're a celebrity, your platform amplifies your voice. But does that mean you have a responsibility to use it wisely? Or is it just free speech, no matter how tone-deaf? /n/n, here's where it gets even messier. Boy George's manager, Paul Kemsley, didn't explicitly blame the song for the exit. But let's be real, this isn't about mutual respect. This is damage control. The theater production was already facing protests. Imagine opening night with picketers outside chanting about Palestinian rights. From my perspective, Kemsley made a coldly practical choice. Protect the show's revenue, protect Boy George's brand, and avoid alienating half the audience. But isn't that ironic? The same industry that profits from drama is now running from it. /n/n now, the lyrics themselves. You condemn the Jews with selective memory. Okay, but who exactly is he accusing here? The song feels like it's conflating criticism of Israel's government with anti-Semitism, which is a dangerous false equivalence. What many people don't realize is how easily this rhetoric shuts down nuanced conversations. There's space to condemn Hamas attacks and criticize civilian casualties. Those aren't mutually exclusive. But Boy George's binary, war versus genocide framing? It's a lazy oversimplification. And yet, he's doubling down, even using AI to create the track. Joking, I'd struggle to write this with a human. So he's outsourcing his creative responsibility to machines now? That's not AI for good. It's AI for cowardice. /n/n, but wait. Let's zoom out. This isn't just about one song or one actor. This reflects a larger cultural war. Artists are under unprecedented pressure to take political stances. Taylor Swift faces backlash for not endorsing Biden. Dave Chappelle gets canceled for jokes about trans issues. The line between personal belief and public expectation is gone. Boy George thinks he's being brave. But is he just another casualty of the era where every tweet and lyric is a landmine? And what about the fans? People bought tickets to see a musical, not a political statement. Isn't that the real tragedy here? Art is supposed to transcend this stuff, but maybe that's naive. /n/, none thing that immediately stands out is how Boy George's comments about democracy ring hollow. He says, that's what's great about democracy, people can disagree. But when you use your platform to amplify divisive rhetoric, you're not just disagreeing, you're shaping the debate. It's like saying, I have free speech, so I'll shout fire in a crowded theater. And let's not forget his history. He's spoken out against anti-Semitism in the UK, which gives his pro-Israel stance more context. But does that justify his stance on Gaza? No. Context doesn't equal justification. /n/, and here's my deeper take. This story is a case study in how celebrity activism often fails. Boy George isn't a foreign policy expert. He's a musician whose relevance peaked in the 80s. So why does his opinion on the Middle East even matter? Because we've created a culture where fame equals expertise. If you're rich and famous, suddenly your thoughts on geopolitics are valid. That's terrifying. Meanwhile, actual experts are struggling to be heard over the noise of influencers and pop stars. And to wrap this up, let's circle back to the musical itself. Jesus Christ Superstar is about persecution, betrayal, and moral conflict. Boy George's role as Herod was meant to embody tyranny, but now he's become a real-life figure embroiled in his own controversy. There's a dark poetry there, right? The irony of an artist pulling out of a role about religious persecution while defending a modern conflict with religious undertones? This isn't just a career misstep, it's a metaphor for our times. So what's the takeaway? Maybe that in the age of social media, every creative choice is a political act. Or maybe it's a reminder that when art meets activism, the results are rarely as simple as a 3-minute song. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below, but fair warning, if you quote Groucho Marx in your comment, I'm deleting it. Just kidding. Probably.